Tiny House Prepper.
Live simple, live free.
Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper.
Live simple.
Live free. We wanted to come and talk to you today because we've been thinking a lot about what's been happening with our channel. And as we think back over the years now, and with all the different things we've been able to talk about, we're realizing that we've really are expanding kind of into things that aren't necessarily just tiny house and tiny house living or being preppers or being prepared for emergencies. We've you guys have been wondering more about our lives, which has been really cool. So we've tried to tell you more about ourselves. We've tried to take you on trips as we've been able to go traveling, showing you everything from just fix-it jobs to quilting, and I don't know, cooking, just lots of different things. And so it's been really cool to feel like that we've just been able to just share our lives with you guys, more than just living in a very tiny space or being prepared, being preppers.
Yeah. Nobody's life is ever static.
No.
It's always changing.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with the channel. And what has happened is that we have just expanded into so much more than we were doing. When we first started, all of our videos, it was me that started.
Right.
Elizabeth was kind of skeptical.
Well, I was just kind of easing.
Yeah,
we didn't know anything about this.
But eventually she jumped fully on board, and now she's full partner with me, and she does as much editing as I do and all that. But anyways, when we first started, it was basically me pushing it, and my idea was just tiny house videos and prepper videos.
Yeah.
And we do that.
Yep.
But it has expanded so much beyond that now.
Yeah. And it's been such a joy just to share all these different things with you and to interact with all of you and just to watch this all grow. And so we've been having to put some thought into who we really are as a channel now.
Yeah. And our motto, live simple, live free, we realized as we if you've been following us for a while, you know that we lost that for a while because somebody else actually trademarked it.
Yeah, somebody.
And then we were thrilled last summer when they abandoned it and we were able to get it back. So we've actually trademarked it now. So we actually own Live Simple, Live Free.
Yeah, we trademarked Tiny House Prepper and Live Simple, Live Free. Yeah.
So as we look at everything that we're doing on our channel, we realize that Live Simple, Live Free is really kind of the foundation of everything that we do, and everything else is built on it.
It's really true. Talking about staying out of debt, living with simpler amounts of possessions, so many different things, learning how to do things ourselves, just lots of stuff like that. All boils down to the freedom that comes with living more simply.
Right. We just did a video a week ago or 2 weeks ago about how we can afford to travel like we do.
Yeah.
And the whole point there was that we can afford to travel. We are free to travel.
Yeah.
We can afford to live free because we live very simply in this tiny house, and we are debt free.
Right.
And because we live simple, we can live free. So everything that we're doing, living in a tiny house, really is the symptom, if you will, of the underlying idea of living simple and free.
Right. That's been the joyful thing that we've been learning through all these years, is that the more that we have kept our finances as simple as possible, staying on top of things, paying ahead, in other words, not getting into debt, and all these different things that we've been able to apply to our life, have ended up with us being in a situation where, yes, things like being able to do some of the traveling and even coming up with the cottage RV, oh my goodness, has come out of that. And and how much we want people who are with us and following all of this to find the joy and as much freedom in all of your lives as you can, and whatever works out best in your circumstances. So yeah, it's been a neat journey for us. Yeah.
So as we're looking at it, we're looking at where our channel is going, where where we've been and where we're headed. We're realizing that maybe the name Tiny House Prepper is a little bit too restrictive
I think that's a good word for it.
for everything that we're doing now.
It's kind of not a big enough umbrella anymore.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And we absolutely also feel very strongly about our name or anything that we do not ever having a clickbait feel. And so we don't want it to seem like that would be the only things we ever talk about. We need something, we kind of feel like we need something that's going to be representing us more, a bigger
Well,
umbrella.
in fact, I even had a comment maybe a month ago. Someone said, I came here to learn about tiny houses and all you're doing is travel. And she said, this is clickbait. You're not about tiny houses.
Right. Even though if
And-
she looked at our 600 plus videos, tons of them
We've
were
got
about tiny
an
house.
awful lot of tiny house videos, especially our earlier ones. But you know, she's kind of right that we've expanded beyond that, and there are other channels that are tiny house channels that all they do is show tours of tiny houses
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff, and they're really interesting. But that's not. We don't have those kind of resources
Right.
to do that,
Yeah,
and that's not where we're at.
And we have tried to share, the whole process of downsizing and different things about living small like this. But yeah, no, we're not. We can't. We're not building an entire channel around touring all these wonderful small places all over the world. That's
Right.
just not what our channel is.
And
Yeah.
so, in my mind, it kind of went from, initially it was a tiny house channel where we're talking about tiny houses. And I remember when I first started, every video in my mind had to be content driven. This is a specific thing that we're covering. And I remember how shocked I was the first time I did a content video about living in a tiny house. And a woman came on and responded and she said, so, how did you two meet?
You see, this really pragmatic person here who works really hard on putting all the content together, and it's got to be really careful and really well done. Well, it's a good thing he's married to a woman.
Yeah. So I'm
Because-
thinking, how did we meet? I'm talking about tiny houses. But see, that was the beginning of a transition in my own thinking.
Right.
In-
And see, it made sense to me.
Because
You know.
when we started the channel, to me, it was a channel about tiny house. But now, because of that one comment that started my transition in my mind, we went from that to, this is our life
Yeah.
in a tiny house.
Yeah, I really had to help loosen him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're even beyond that, where this is our life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we live in a tiny house.
Yeah.
Yes, we travel a lot.
And yes, we are so preppers.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah.
so it's a lot more vlogging, I think.
Well, we're trying to learn how to vlog more,
Right.
Sharing about more of the things we're doing and stuff. Although we still think it's important to have good content about different things that we feel like we want to share. But yeah, we're trying to think more vloggy,
So,
To say all that to say,
with all that being said, something that we've been contemplating for a while now is changing our name.
yeah.
And we're not going to change any of our content. There's that
Yeah.
word. We're not going to change
We're not going to change who we are or what we're
anything
doing.
that we do on the channel. We're just
Yeah.
thinking about changing the name. And the most obvious thing, since we're already using it and we already own it, is live simple, live free.
Yeah.
So
So-
we haven't fully decided yet, but we're very seriously considering changing the name to Live Simple, Live Free, because we think it really much better reflects what we're doing.
Yeah.
We live in a tiny house, and that's how we live simple. We stay out of debt. That's how we live simple. We travel. That's how we live free.
Yeah, we're it was wonderful to get to go to Canada recently. We try to share when we can get up into Maine. Should we let people know we're going to the Bahamas?
Yeah, I guess we can let them know.
We have once again been able to earn a trip through so that 3 times in a row through Thrive Life, to win another trip this year through Thrive Life. This year it's going to be the Bahamas.
The Bahamas in
Yeah,
January.
in January.
Yeah.
We'll share that with you very, very happily.
And it'll be in a resort on Nassau,
Yeah, thankfully.
near Nassau, which is not in the upper northern islands that were really damaged by the hurricane.
Yeah, that was so sad. I've been really praying for
Dorian?
them.
Was that the
Yeah,
hurricane?
yeah. And we weren't sure if the trip was still going to happen.
Yeah.
But I guess Nassau's basically okay.
And we've had several people recently say that the best way to support the rebuilding of Bahamas is to continue to pour
Tourist
tourist
money, yeah,
dollars into the country.
into
So
their economy.
we're going to
Yeah.
do our bit.
We're going to try to do our part, right? Yeah, goodness.
So that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. We're thinking about changing our name to Live Simple, Live Free.
Yeah, and we just kind of want to let you guys in on the process as it's going along.
Yeah, like I said, we haven't decided fully yet, but we're kind of strongly heading that way. So
Yeah.
if you all of a sudden see Live Simple, Live Free, you won't think you're on the wrong channel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It'll still be us.
Yeah. Thank you for coming along on this whole journey.
Yeah.
It's really cool just to share it with everybody. And every time we get to meet someone or we get to share all these great comments, thank you. Thanks, guys. It's not just a matter of, oh, cool, people watch our channel. It's feeling like I need to be a part of so many wonderful people's lives. It's pretty cool.
So,
All right.
thanks everybody for watching.
Yep. Live simple.
Live free. You be blessed.
Love you guys. We will be with you again very shortly.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.